This is a map where I wouldn't say there's too many where Fnatic have looked comfortable, but after their initial defeat to GX, they've looked fantastic on this map.
Marteen has snuck all the way up close, fighting Derke on just a dry peek. Not a bad start, catching him completely off guard and sending Fnatic into a bit of a frenzy. They can't contain that A side anymore. Playing a little bit further back on the stairs, it'll be Chronicle spotting for walk-ups. The real idea from the defensive side, the hope is that the push comes in towards the B site where they have that Cypher set up to the cam for mid. But at least they have put down the Viper wall. This is going to help them sneak out of position that we've seen before. Shock Dart kills coming in onto N4RRATE, pardon me. Marteen and tomaszy tagged extremely low by that utility. They have to take some fights to try and secure the control, but no one's really in fighting form that's up close. Look at Marteen. No utility to try to take these fights. Element of surprise is what he's relying on, or his teammate Shin. Somehow picked up two, but both players remaining are low and, well,
always massively high impact from him. And that's the thing I've enjoyed watching with this team is we've seen a lot of sort of young players that have come through and looked very good, but also Shin from last year, a TP just below. He's almost right next to him. We could have Yoru on Yoru action at any moment. Chronicle, though, under a little bit of pressure. He goes down. That could be another gun into their hands. He's at least taken down one, but that was only a pistol player. So a real opportunity for KC to get themselves an upgrade.
I mean, the fact that tomashy's still sticking around, that position could be very valuable in mid, but no one is making their way towards it. Holding off on the doors, not good for post-plant. Players on site need to stay alive. Aggressive spots Marteen, good to take the first. That's Boaster down. Derke even putting out the decoy, not following up on the back of it. They're just biding their time and taking these fights. Eventually it has to come through. N4RRATE dropped. Okay, site control isn't great, but the flank from tomaszy is expected. Leo turned on a dime to take him down. Now the site control doesn't really have that backup, but the time's running low, as is the HP for KC. Tucked in, MAGNUM doesn't stand a chance, and what can you do? A good chance indeed. Off rip. We're going to see Marteen pop the ult, move towards A, and see that it's wide open yet again. Fnatic have been pretty content to play without this control. Sometimes after losing a player, this time, even before that, Marteen looks to remedy it. Oh, no, he doesn't. He is just using the ult up close to yellow, causing confusion, TPing to mid and taking down Derke. Huge impact in this round already, and pushing and pulling Fnatic, getting the site control and a plant on the back of it, but Chronicle picks up one. He's made this a bit more manageable for the squad. Sure, Fnatic have a weakness still. Boaster. Oh, Boaster coming in with a stinger, upgraded at least. But the Viper's pit now puts a thorn in the side of this Fnatic retake, and that makes it a little bit worse. That late lurk out of tomaszy too.
There's now 3 players looking to try and wrap in and take.
Without a doubt, KC stacked up for A. Alpha about to be revealed. He'll step into the cage. He'll catch the decoy. The Hunter's Fury slows them, does damage, allows Alpha to get even closer. Now tucked in the corner. I mean, he's not getting out of here, surely. One more kill makes it worthwhile, buys time for Leo to get into position and catch Marteen completely unaware. A shot onto Shin leaves tomaszy alone against the whole squad of Fnatic. A flank underway from Derke. Chronicle and Boaster holding sight, but it will be Derke with the challenge. Oh, in fact, no. With limited time, tomaszy has to go forward unless he was going to save, which I thought was the call. Either way, that will be denied. It will be impossible with no one being here. Quick TP in, decoy leading the charge. First to be hit, perhaps. In fact, it's Chronicle. And Boaster dropped by the man himself. Marteen's having one hell of a start to this. Even last round, you saw Alpha having to constantly follow up. Coming into this map, this is somewhere I expect Fnatic to do well. They have done well, because it's been a little while since we saw KC. They picked the map as well coming through, but
it's again giving me some flashbacks. This is already the second time, by the way, these had this ult. Just based on the amount of kills he's getting. And they're actually going to try and use that Hunter's Fury to get themselves a freebie. Huge. Taking out Alfajer is a massive kill on the site as well. You mentioned Chronicle here with his ult, but may not even have an opportunity to use it. In fact, he's gone. Derke managed one as a trade, but with the site fallen completely, the ultimate lost, it may be irrelevant.
That's a nasty spot out of N4RRATE as well. It doesn't look like he's going to get value from the rotations of Fnatic back through, but filling back in that space. The late flank, I doubt will play any role. He's going to go for it anyways. All they have to do on site is delay, and they've got exactly what they need for that. Close flash from Marteen. Gate crash out. Staggered them. N4RRATE stays down by the doors, and here's his reward for his patience. Boaster's cross, completely unaware. There's the snake bite confirming his position. N4RRATE, he's gonna have a smile on his face after that one, and I think that kill has forced Fnatic into a save. But here's the thing, N4RRATE grabs a kill on the doors and he says, I know where you like to save. He's gonna get it there a step ahead of them and try to pick off Derke and Leo, take any weapons from their hands, make this a much more difficult next round, and his positioning, his timing is perfect. But Fnatic don't go all the way to the site. They're playing inside the spawn. N4RRATE will have to push all the way up to try to get them time as Fnatic have ran into a couple of obstacles, some hurdles they couldn't get over, and it looks like it's not getting any better. They call a pause to change things up, and that's when N4RRATE says, I'll take the operator. Screw following up marteen. He's just gonna go straight into the angles, take the fights, drop Derke, and that's a big player for Fnatic in the sense of he's the guy rotating. That's not a trap I think I've seen before. My goodness, they really have extended the range. At least if he quadruple updrafts, he'll still get caught.
If you're the guy that bumps into that trip, you're just going to be infuriated. It's like, where I could have walked anywhere else.
I've never seen this,
though, I feel like it's more likely that Alpha's dead before they walk into the trip. So I think it was for his dash. It almost worked. I'm on the crossfire aggressively. That's worked out for Chronicle. Okay, he's definitely not sleeping anymore. 3 kills in this round. Denied any space into the site. Shin's still standing, though. And this man is always good in the clutch.
Going up. 30 seconds
Timing there almost got the better of him. There's a drone on the way.
Spike planted.
His reposition will be spotted, most likely, and indeed, yes. Ozet now revealed. And they can approach this one together. Boaster and Leo. Leo's clutches have been out of this world. Another reveal goes through. They know exactly where he is. Shockey's on the way. Shin around the left, looking for the angle. He could isolate a duel, and he did, but the shot wasn't landed, and now this becomes so much more difficult. First snake bite used. Buying a little bit of time, another chance, but this time not hit either. Snakebite's good. He saw it land. He knows he's safe for a moment, but hold on, there's a little bit of a gap. They've tapped it, and Shin doesn't want to go swinging. He's only 57 HP. Pros don't fake, but this time they gets caught. Oh no. N4RRATE, he's not going through the wall. He is going.
We're already losing marteen. He has been the real danger man so far in this matchup, but Chronicle goes hunting. And well,
Get out of my way.
He finds his prey, but loses the duel.
Really nice setup. Magnum's shock dart. tomaszy getting aggressive on B, tries to draw, rotates, in fact ends up
30 seconds
bringing
left.
3 players to the B side. Like you said, Tom, Fnatic have had trouble with this before. Always seemed like KC picked the correct site, and they've done that yet again, despite their fake not working as intended.
Spike
Fnatic can get back through. Dimensional drift from Derke. The human drone clearing all of these angles, spotting one on the backside. A second about to be seen. That's the operator now. Taken stock of, and I think they might even have caught Shin. Flash as he's back into this corner. Somewhere he's found so much success in the past. And now an angle that forces Shin into taking another fight, one that Alpha will win. And a decoy even tanks the first shot of the operator, but the Blade Storm backup is good enough to win the day. 2 versus 2. And the spike still to be defused. Nice shot from N4RRATE. Even at the blades ready again, just in case Leo was that little bit closer. And the tap draws him out into the open. The dash used, 1 knife at a time. He'll close this one out as the seconds fade. And Leo, well, he was going to take
off pushing into the Viper Cypher. Normally a lot of delay, but N4RRATE's already through. He's already in. Boaster's gone within seconds, and actually so is Alpha. This is meant to be a setup that's difficult to break down. They've just walked in like they own the place. Even with an ultimate use, there's barely even a tickle of damage. They're just going to have to save. And in fact, it's not.
They definitely will. Guns looking, shots fired, good connection by Leo. That's 2 under his belt already. Another 1v1 fight. It's not even for the round anymore, it's only for the weapon in his hands. For the few credits that they could string through because they're low on credits. They need this. 3, 4, in fact, Leo standing alone against all of KC. Again, even the ace wouldn't win him the round, but style points would certainly be accrued. 4 bullets left, a player right on top. The double doors, but again, KC, they've only got tomaszy moving around that area, and he's been lurking to catch these Fnatic players on rotate. They haven't had 3 players towards the site. 1 is stuck inside the pit, but there is ultimately another 2 here to fight. It looks like they've made the right read on the side of Fnatic. Lost 1 player on the way through, almost lost Leo, but he's just about holding on. The Viper's pit going up causes problems. Orb retrieved, you won't see that for too much longer, and put on the right-hand side of site with Boaster dropped. That pit inside the tube is now gone, it's wide open. And the cage used actually buys a little space for tomaszy. Nice shot. Alpha's keeping it competitive. Still a 3v3. Still the spike needs to be planted. MAGNUM
30
is sitting
seconds left.
way back, but he's on his way now. Spike in hand to grab this plant, actually around the side. He's going for where the orb is.
Ahead.
Just to try and
Planted.
give them vision of it if they were to fall back. A lot of damage still done onto Leo. Derke as well is going to be desperately low on HP. And MAGNUM's already going to find out the danger man. Can Derke get anything done? He's not going to last much longer, and now it's left all onto Alpha.
And it's not even about winning this map. It's the utter devastation. It's how convincing it's been so far. We need to see Fnatic show up in this pistol round. Yes, a good start for Alfajer. That's what we want to see.
Well, 9-3 yesterday, first map. They won it.
They did.
I'm not saying they're going to do it again because this has been a very different look. Been incredibly clean, but just giving you the facts. This round looking pretty good. tomaszy needs to connect the shot, and while they are aggressive, they're looking to not just win this round, but win it clean at that.
And that's where the push is coming through.
tomaszy, the newfound Cypher as of this season, is going to try and do it all. He's been very good in these scenarios. On the hold.
Standing ahead.
And although there's a couple of players close, if this is going to be an A take from Fnatic, it's not really going to be much that their opponents can do about it.
Even for a while, they had N4RRATE still around this area. They had Shin on his way back, but the call's been made to focus more on middle. That will leave them with the site wide open, and a spot that N4RRATE occupied earlier for great value. Alpha will now do much the same. Tucked in, waiting for someone to walk right past, and the steps are being heard. There's two that he can hear on his way. We can see N4RRATE is close as well. Big opportunity for Alfajer, and he converts it. 2 kills. The Fnatic squad now seem to have this one locked in. The damage done to MAGNUM is significant. Double flank on the double doors. This is going to leave no room for KC to get onto that site. Boaster just needs to slow them down somewhat. There's his first kill. He's on the board, as are Fnatic, not just with 2 in a row. They're about to make it 3.
Shin is still here. He's still trying
Sort
to
of
do
a statistical error with tallying his stats. Guy doesn't seem to die. N4RRATE, oh, he's out of here. He is out of here. Dash at least secures him a second lease of life, but tomaszy becomes the new target. Derke up close, not going to be caught by a decoy, but TPing onto the backside. Now a good position to play from as the wall drops, but marteen behind a wall of his own swings out into Derke. Good trade back. Fnatic keep the control and extend upon it. With MAGNUM down and N4RRATE very low. Yeah, I think the call has been made.
Obviously, people put a lot of that onto Liquid. I think a lot of the fans have gone, okay, you can't win from advantages, but I'm guessing Fnatic are starting to prove that maybe it's just them.
I just want to see Leo get killed by someone. It's not these setups. Ult used by Derke. And this is going to be the little bit of information for the squad. I actually don't think that he saw MAGNUM on the way through. But definitely 2 towards the backside. There's the flash. MAGNUM spotted now, but he won't be taken down. It's MAGNUM to catch a jump on him, but Chronicle with double trades, keeping the numbers favored, keeping a bit of site control, forcing Shin into the open. He didn't want to leave tomaszy out to dry this time. N4RRATE doesn't either. Nice shot from the side. Another. They keep peeking the up. Now they beat tomaszy. A mistake. They might not live to regret. Double digits on the cards for KC in this of all rounds, and it's a reveal on...
An unfortunate round by all regards, especially because the initial setup was nice. They threw in Derke as a sacrificial lamb. But yeah, this operator, again, N4RRATE at times is just absurd, even ready for the players to try and lurk in. And
they're waiting for Fnatic to make a move, hoping the traps will be enough on A, hoping the push up from Shin will get them some value, but he's spotted. A good jump off that rope by Derke buys them a second chance at taking this man down. Despite the damage done, no kill for Shin, but they have the info that the A play is where it's coming in. Hunter's Fury burn.
I'm surprised he managed to live to tell the tale, unfortunately. N4RRATE has not played a big part in the last round. marteen already gone, but MAGNUM's found a trade. And in the afterplant already, this is not going to get any easier. Boaster starting to step up, start to see some life in the IGL's individual capabilities, but more importantly, just sticking it out, staying alive, and with the remaining 3 of Fnatic not really giving anything over to the KC members. This almost has to be a save, but with the amount of finances that are still available for Fnatic, they're going to go hunting.
1 enemy remaining.
Nice kill by Leo. That reveal is deadly too. It confirms the spot of tomaszy. There's players swarming up to move towards the spawn to catch him in nest. Although, they won't get there in time. It's this fight that you make that excuse for KC. Boaster.
Who's next?
Snakebite will give away his position. It's fired off, and they know exactly what's going on, but Derke believed, spotted marteen in the corner, cleared out a lot of this site now. The flash pop towards back. Hunter's Fury, not a big fan of the blind ones, but this has at least caught Magnum, revealing his position, tagging him low, and getting them the space to plant the spike.
Yeah, it seemed like Derke half got them the information. He wanted to check the rest of the site, so I guess Leo just, with utmost confidence, just blind fires it into the place he last saw a couple of players. It's done a little bit of extra damage. The main worry, though, is just those post plants. Like how far away a couple of the Fnatic players are. Still got a fragment available. Derke's already going to pick off one. He's the bodyguard. They've got a backup plan that they might not even need. He's still up close, just looking to try and finally get out of there. But there's Boaster on the lurk. A second kill already coming up for him. And for Shin, as said, he's attempted many a clutch successfully. You can see, though, that Chronicle is playing anti-flash. His only goal is to dodge that flash. He shoots, and he's going to go down. Nice work from the side of KC. Finally, some light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Spike down. All right, he's going to try and keep hold of that control. Derke has already been spotted and forced back, but it means they can group up and try and fight this one. Well, I was going to say together. Wasn't together. Alpha looks to try and turn the tide, and the Rate has just taken over this round.
A bit more towards that site because they've got their Viper's Pit alongside a trap in play on B. So it's not even pressure on someone like Shin to be holding those close angles and taking the fights. Instead, he's got full security. That position hasn't been pushed by a little while for Fnatic. Not in that slow late round, but the door will be closed nonetheless. Taking that little bit longer rotation, push to the site. TP used up, plant to be played in, and on the back of it, Viper's Pit to secure it. Now this actually doesn't reach to the plant yet again. It's just locking down a little bit of map control. Good kill by Magnum, and that's Boaster down. That's the Viper's Pit down and out of the round. And a desperate attempt now for Fnatic to fight back through. The flash is good, but the kills don't come on the back of it. Counter flashes, Hunter's Fury, tagging them up and dropping them. This is KC fighting back, but Derke and Alpha, they have other ideas. 4 kills already for Magnum. The IGL needs an ace to take it across the line, and Derke's the man standing in between him and that feed. He will not fight.
Fighting one. Nonetheless, Alfajer already up for contact. He's going to be under pressure immediately, and actually doesn't get out of there. I thought he might have just scraped it.
Now a few bullets pursued him through the wall. 3 players though still here. Big stack out of Fnatic. They've made the right call this time. KC flood in. Marteen and Magnum caught off guard, and now they're realizing there's a lot more guns here than they thought. Fnatic just about able to escape with Derke's life. 3 HP. As he goes for the teleport, Chronicle still sitting here. They have a choice on KC. Who do they want to fight? And it looks like they're deciding on Derke. A brave choice for anyone to make. 2 kills already under his belt. And I was going to say he has his nade back, but no, I just don't think he used his nade in the first place. Didn't get a chance to with the all-out combat. They know there's a chance he'll be coming from bathroom or even from mid. Safe plant for spawn, but they're trapped. They're sandwiched, but that gives them 1v1 fights. And now, right, doesn't often lose those. All down to Chronicle.
Yeah, luckily with both of them being low, it was just who could shoot the quickest. Chronicle, though, in these clutch situations, has been devastating. This map in particular has so much history, so many memories, but he needs to try and isolate one of these fights, having no idea where his opponents currently sit from. Shin already just getting information, and it almost needs him to make a pretty catastrophic mistake.
That's a bit of a risk, and one that hasn't paid off. The hope here that you wouldn't see KC grouped up outside along, ready for the fight, but the intention was always to take it towards the B side. Boaster, now isolated, having to burn up his flashes, has just 1 left to work with. And the aggression out of Alfajer, having not spotted anybody, decides to go hunting them. That Shin dropped Smoker down. Thrash in round 3 is used to no success. Boaster able to pick off one. They know that he's still here. Having dropped Leo as well. There's no way that they don't account for this player who got a kill just moments ago. The swing is good. tomaszy finds it without the help being needed and ends up finding his teammate MAGNUM too with a snake bite. Looks like that could be a bit of a problem because the man standing in the 1v2 is Derke. Close fight for that weapon. It wouldn't be Boaster. No,
It's all right. He's going to peek.
in his
so it
position.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, you're right. No success found, but at least damage done. The assist.
Tail it to the other side of the map. Instead, though, they've called the bluff. I respect this. They've gone, okay, what are the chances that every single player just stuck around, waited for us to get there, and didn't just go for that immediate rotate?
They've realized now. A deep flash up on A, revealed nobody. Boaster's flank, reveals nobody. The realization sets upon them that, yeah, this plant has gone down on B.
Spike
Unlucky.
planted.
And not the best weapons to have to retake with again. Some players being trapped inside hookah, stingers in hand.
One day.
Nice shot by Chronicle, but just the one to be found.
Fortunately as well, all the weaponry has been dropped outside B long. Are they going to be able to get back in? Derke's done well. He actually caught the timing on marteen, and now it's left all onto MAGNUM. 1v3 needed. He's been crispy so far. Needs a little bit more. Needs to deny the diffuser, and now up to just Boaster, and he finds them all. Lovely people.
Yeah, probably. Something along those lines. Well, looks like KC are not going to slow the pace of this round. Straight up and into the fray. In fact, oh my God, marteen! Blast packing into elbow. The Chronicle didn't see that one coming. And now you come into a round where Fnatic have rifles. They've invested. They've had
KC.
Back left, it says, why are you here? Obviously, the conversation would be you're here because you're the best and you deserve to be and all that. He's had a much tougher time. Even in series where he's popping off, things slow down. Just the way that his role works here. A lot of the time, it's other players taking the first fight. It was Derke in this round. Alpha backed off and left him for dead. But now he's standing his ground. And he's got a teammate with him, Leo up close. Blinded, but not expected to be here. The element of surprise grabs one, and he's going for more, running it through. That mosh pit forced him out, much to N4RRATE's chagrin. tomaszy, the last man standing, 1v3, and the spike not under his control. This is going to be a tough round to win, and we could be witnessing the first for Fnatic.
Definitely hasn't spotted out Chronicle.
A lot of players looking to take that control, but a small little shift up through mid from tomaszy and Shin, doubling up. Just tucking into this corner.
Boaster is, if he turns around, I was about to say, it's just almost just a game of chicken. Leo again, he tries to do the same, but tomashy's got down to his own snake bite this time. It was a sacrifice he was willing to make, I guess.
Spike
Nonetheless, it's come at a much higher cost to the side of Fnatic. The same gambles failing. Boaster blissfully unaware that they could have walked past, and that is, again, if you've played against Nats ever, you should have the expectation that he could do that alone. You see that Viper screen up, you need to be more aware.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's the whole reason it's put down is for that.
And, well, Leo's going to try and slow that down as much as humanly possible. MAGNUM's got to be careful. He's gone through on his own. Nobody else was on the same wavelength there. Tries to hit a timing, ends up being completely blind, and they've just lost a player for little reason, really.
I mean, you have to imagine the chaos once that mosh pit goes down. It's a split-second decision, and they didn't make that decision the same way. Little disruption. Shin's left towards the other side of the map while this push is coming through. Chronicle hearing a lot of steps. The rotations should be called. In fact, normally, they would have already fully rotated. But Alfajer stuck around in this pit, still on long. One on the side as well, with Chronicle following them, pursuing them through the TP to drop N4RRATE. Now they've got to run into Leo, and there hasn't been a lot of success when that's the plan. Alfajer, though, is with a weaker weapon down below, picking them off.
The initial control just used the Viper's pit. Then you had the aggression, where they take all the way into showers to make sure there's no rotation back. And then you just had Leo set up his only goal.
Sneaking their way into that position. But eventually, the target will be acquired. It's the B site. Thrash on its way. Good catch. That's got one. Did it catch the player in the corner? It did. Huge value to be found, but they don't know. They don't know that tomashy's here. Him being seized almost helps him out in this sense. He's forced into a late flank play. The Chronicle couldn't expect. KC dominating the site now. Just Leo to uproot. But that's a big task for any man. 2 kills already, another found, and just one man left down to the classic, and he'll find it! A sensational play by Leo to keep control over B.
completely fall apart. In fact, it did completely fall apart. But Leo, and again, I said it, he had a slower start to this map in comparison to the other, allowing him to hold a little bit of deeper control, but they are going a lot quicker, or at least they plan to. And actually this time, the hero of the last round is dead immediately.
That's a first death for Leo. Can we mark that down? He actually had one in the last map as well, I believe. Or last time they played this too. Shit, hello! Well, that was a risk that has not quite paid off. They didn't think that Derke was still around here, that anyone from Fnatic would be, but now they're miles ahead. The plans will be secured. There's no denying it. The Viper's pit extending out just in time to catch Chronicle. Magnum's reposition gets him way out of the way. The Thrash from downtown. Not going to be finding anything, but at least clearing this space for Magnum to now reside inside of KC. Only have the one-man advantage. Magnum and Martin.
It becomes impossible.
And I think for this defensive side, this is where I expect they need to show up. Three is often enough, and maybe it'll have to be beautiful opening pick. Leo's grabbed one somehow with the mosh pit. He's still alive, up close and still fighting. Dropped eventually, but the damage is done. He's made it competitive, doable, but difficult.
It seems like Magnum goes from having the best round to the weirdest round every single time. It's like a two-face, a flip of a coin.
Launching smoke.
And this retake's not going to be easy. You've got one weapon only valuable at close range, and the other only valuable at long. Luckily, that's already started fairly well. Marteen, though, is back with a vengeance, leaving Derke with everything still to do.
Magnum on the other side for KC. He's lights out. Derke's gone. Operator in hand. This is an ambitious play, and he needs his teammates.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't need his teammate. He doesn't need anyone. Derke's doing it by himself. Free kill onto Marteen. That was the wide swing, and now Magnum's trapped in a corner.
Yeah, the problem is the rest of the team have gone in the other direction. Like, they have managed to get those opening kills, and especially with some of the weaker weaponry, I'd say it might allow for an upgrade. Unfortunately, the man who needs an upgrade the most is Boaster. And the other players are now so far away. Leo does still have that Thrash available, but they've got so many angles still to clear. They're going to be able to at least reduce some of the places they need to spot. The fight is going to work out again for Derke. This is looking like his round.
Oh, it's all down to timing the rate. He didn't get spotted. I don't think they realized he was here, otherwise they would have sent Thrash back in the other direction. He stood up close, good for one, but the judge is there. The upgrade wasn't needed, and they caught Shin far, far away. He stands almost no chance. The teleport through is expected, ready. Was lead up against most teams, at least. Paranoia here for Shin. A lot of players towards Bath. Alpha's snake bite is good. No escape from Marteen. The opening pick goes their way, but the fight back, sure, is traded out, at least.
Allows Alpha almost a raid boss scenario, has a ghost and shields. Magnum, though, okay, it looked like Boaster was sending a fake out. Just running straight towards his opponent, but he'll win the fight anyway. And puts it into a 2 versus 4 scenario. This pistol almost looking guaranteed. I think it definitely is now. tomaszy left 1v4. You need some pretty drastic mistakes from the remaining players of Fnatic, and even though a headshot.
Even more reason for it. Dodging the initial utility. Dizzy, Paranoia thrown out by the side of KC, and now Derke is thrown out by the side of FNC. They make their way in towards Lamps. Boombot covering on the up-close fight. Judge is dangerous, and now they can't really retake that control. Not with this man lurking around. The site itself has been seized. The shot out of Chronicle is absolutely clean. Magnum didn't stand a chance, and that off angle is one they very much needed. This will allow them to get the plans with Chronicle's flash going through. In fact, they're looking to fight. They didn't send the wingman out to plant. They sent him out to find some players, some targets. And those targets were on their back.
The rest of the team are not going to move because Magnum is yet to find that information. Obviously, with no recharging flashes, he's going to have to basically just play contact at this point. The site's going to almost be completely given up, just hoping for a miracle shot. And Alpha, well, he's not quite going to catch them. He doesn't know tomaszy is there. That's a little unlucky.
His team have just been saved by tomaszy. The nade that Narrate's not afraid to push through might give him an angle, but players have already pushed in towards the elbow. Wingman's on site with a free plant, and 4-man elbow push after? There's no way you expect this. Aggression out of Derke. Thrash on his way around. Magnum clearing the site, wondering where those... What the hell was that? Derke! It looked like he was speed running it. Playing a neon, but somehow hitting the headshot. n4RRATE 1v2. Has a buddy to defuse for him, just needs to defend it long enough, but the shots don't. And the battles, they've always delivered. Even if KC go down on this defensive side, they're taking a few with them. This time might be different. Showstopper to entry. Players to be spotted. Nice position out of Derke. Predicts it perfectly, eliminating tomaszy, opening the A site completely with the kills that followed. Or that it followed.
Spike planted.
Now Magnum and Shin with it all to do, and they found Alpha. Okay, good start.
It's an opportunity. The thing is, though, the rest of Fnatic immediately fall back into passive positions. Seekers is available for Magnum, but I don't know if he's going to want to give away the entire game from himself. Already, Derke, they're going to try and just isolate him. No, it seems like Magnum's going to take that 1 versus 1. The timing couldn't be worse, but Derke still wins the fight. And now Shin, no chance. Nade placed onto the spike, make sure that no one can get anywhere near it. Molotov there as well. There isn't even the time to get even...
Straight off a pause as well. That decision is going to haunt them. Fnatic have taken the space. But it looks like they've gotten here just in time. They'll be behind the smokes, but with a showstopper to play with, that push is slowed down, staggered slightly. Steps heard, nice connection. That's Alfajer down and out. Viper utility no longer to play with. Derke out of the round! And a crazy adjustment from n4RRATE. KC looked like they'd made the wrong read, the wrong play, but they got right back in it on time. Great course correction. Chronicle's lurk has missed tomaszy. Just managed to thread the needle right up behind, and in fact, that is going to be a damning sentence for Leo, who shouldn't expect him, although I think I heard a bullet.
Point where it's actually better for Chronicle to just do as much damage as possible. Magnum will go down for free.
10 seconds left.
But nobody else is looking to give anything. Shin just playing this one nice and safe. I like it. Don't allow Chronicle to take any more guns out of your hands. And there's nobody even remotely peeking on this one. KC.
Our team won't catch him. Flash closed. Shin in a little bit of trouble. Paranoia used. Shrouded step for out. Yeah, he's clean, but he's straight into the fire. Manages to make it out. Standing on the other side of this orbital strike, but he's caught immediately. Alfajer dropped inside the pit. For marteen. Doesn't have an opportunity to follow up until he goes to the back site and sees Chronicle. Thought he was going to get caught off guard. The spike's gone to B. It should be the plant, and caught off guard or not, marteen will drop. Plant to come through. No denial of it just yet. And in a 2v2, this post-plant position from Magnum could be everything. I don't think they'll expect him to already be here. The steps are heard from tomaszy making his way through hookah. It's just a question of whether Leo will turn this angle. No, he was watching it the whole time. Even got a little spoiler with the barrel coming around. Just tomaszy left. Defuse to be had. Orb to work with, though. Best play might just be to try stick it inside. And that's not what he's going for. Instead, trying to bait them out. They're going to have to swing this to spam. It looks like they don't believe he's sticking it. 1 kill for tomaszy. Still so much time to run down. Boaster's played this perfectly. Shoulder peeking it. Oh, a little wider than that. We'd seen that result before. The snake bite even took him down in one of the rounds. Nade up and over. It doesn't slow them down. But Boaster actually runs straight through the nade, trying to pursue Shin on the back of the thrash, but a player close, not expected. n4RRATE does well to pull it back into their favor, and he does it again. There's no stopping this man. 85 HP in the thrash online. It's going through. It's straight towards these players. He heard them stepping away, and they run right into the waiting arms of Magnum. Only Chronicle, 1 versus 3 to close this round out. He's spotted now as well. They know exactly where he is. The flash good, but he drops it out of the sky, repositions, catches 2, and an idea of the last player. Flash is perfect, and he's won it! Expert positioning, expert precision, and a 12th round for Fnatic on the back of a sensational play. On it just yet. Whoops. marteen didn't want to go jumping again, and he still managed to get the boom bot up and over. Still, the information is the same. Push up by Magnum is good, and he's caught Boaster. That's their way back. Their access to the B site now denied. They might just have to tunnel vision forward, straight into the waiting arms of marteen yet again. He's not finding the first, and now that they're already past, they expect Shin. 3 quick kills, and Fnatic are on the cusp of victory. Magnum's only got 20 HP, and they know he's coming behind. The Seekers lock in that info. Alpha even stepping past his wall, the little gap just enough to reposition. And with tomaszy in spawn, this one looks done.
Magnum's gonna go down. There's nothing more he could be doing, and it will be done!